Egbegba! All right, better style, better character, better this. Okay, Peter B interview, with CNN, that finally come to be, a big shout out to Zenasha, that she be the bonge host where we say interview Peter B. She even acknowledge the fact, say, among all that presidential candidate, Peter B may be the most popular among the youth. And that one I confirm as the be because over 70% of Nigerian youth will be say they mean well for this country, that they on the side of a Peter Obi. So she did totally correct on that one. Now she asked Peter Obi questions concerning the problems we say Nigeria the pass through, and Peter Obi talked something. He said, yes, problem though, but these problems, they're solvable step by step. They fit solve some of all these problems. What we say they, creating the right path. When you create the right path, definitely you go achieve something. And also, she's still hearing about the economy, the way the economy of the country don't be. The economy of the country don't war. For they buy how much now, it don't go up. Even Naira don't fall. Naira be like person they push from 4-story building. He back don't break. Tomatoes, let me say, maybe they will sell like 5 seed for 15 naira. Nah, the thing don't dear. They press our neck. The economy, you get the way, bio. But Peter B don't talk say, all these things they achievable for we to get a better economy. And they still talk about the insecurity challenge, and now this insecurity challenge they affect the economy of the country. And then sometimes if you push away headers, farmers, wahala, you see they affect some of all these things as they be, and also government wrong policies. See they affect some of all these things. Now, many people like say I'll talk too much. I'll just give you this clip, maybe you just watch. This one is just a clip from the many talk where we say Peter Obi and Zenasha then yarn for CNN. Just listen this one.
Right, time now for the exchange. I sat down with the man you just heard about in that piece, Nigerian presidential candidate Peter Obi. I started out by asking him how he can live up to all the hopes that his supporters have.
Mr. Obi, thank you so much for being with us. You are certainly the most popular presidential candidate in Nigeria right now among young people. There is just so much momentum behind you. But here's the problem. Nigerians are used to being disappointed by their leaders. And when you think about some of the problems that are facing the country right now, they're systemic. I'm talking about corruption. I'm talking about oil theft. I'm talking about insecurity. I'm talking about the fiscal hole that Nigeria is in right now. Can all of that really be solved by one person?
Well, if you have a leader that is competent, have the capacity and commitment to start dealing with it, you're not going to solve it overnight. But there will be a clear, visible, measurable attempt to dealing with it. And they're things that are solvable. They're things that can be dealt with decisively. But you have to have a leader that, if you look at what he's been able to do in the past, you can say yes.
If indeed you do become Nigeria's next president. Nigeria, as you know, is broke. It is barely able to service its debt. It spends so much more than it earns. What are your plans? Just from a concrete perspective, what are your plans to take Nigeria's economy off of life support?
Well, a variety of things. One is that you have to deal decisively with the issue of security. It's impacting negatively on your economy today. You have to deal with it head on, because you have to get your farmers to go back to farm and start ensuring that the vast land of the north are invested, cultivated on. You have to start pulling people out of poverty as quickly as possible. You have to reduce aggressively cost of governance and deal with the issue of corruption.
Anyone who knows anything about Nigeria knows that it has this embarrassing reputation of, despite the fact that it is Africa's largest oil producer, it imports refined fuel. What is your plan for transforming Nigeria's economy from a consumption economy to a production economy?
Let me use the issue of oil, for example. There's no reason why our refineries cannot work. There's no reason why we should not encourage private sector to build refineries and operate them. And they're not rocket science. It can be done as quickly as possible. You can use today the side to remove the fuel subsidy, use the resources to support critical areas of production, from critical infrastructure to education to supporting investment in refinery, which will be, like I said, done within a shortest possible time.